Hi, I'm Carl Fuller. Welcome back to my channel on the design, the building and the sailing of my 7-meter Sharpie. In this video I'll be showing you how I did the fairing and started the painting as a whole. Here I'm starting the fairing process by scraping off the high points and then I'll be giving it a bit of a sand before applying the filler.
Fairing has well and truly begun, and might look a bit unusual. Quite happy with how it's going. Another big day. One more day, and I should have finished a spread on the top sides. The way I do it gives quite a controlled thickness. Pretty much works out to be a similar amount of resin for each patch.
Looks interesting, Carl. Doing that all day?
Norman lives at home with his stepfather. Mostly on the other side.
It certainly helps to plane the hull, plane the fairing before using the longboard. It's amazing how much it reduces the longboarding, and you can check things with a batten and start to get a fair hull.
Well, the fairing of the top sides is coming along well. I'm fairly happy with the method I've chosen to do the fairing. It's been okay. Any fairing I've done in the past, which is a long time ago, using a screening board, you tend to get a lot of contact with the glass underneath, and then if you start fairing straight away, that high spot where the glass is remains, and you're creating humps and hollows right from the get-go. So what I'm trying is, before I do a second fair, planing it down with my compass plane, which has worked really well in this situation, both directions, fore and aft and up and down, and it takes off all the high points. And it's amazing how quickly, when you do start using the longboard, how quickly it gets down to quite a bit of coverage of removing the high points. 40 grit, new longboard, custom handles, shaped off Stanley plain handles. Finally doing some fairing on the bottom. I did think the patches were a good idea, but the overlaps were problematic. But I'm only doing a relatively thin layer over this area because when I first started fairing I did a bit of experimentation in this area, which didn't go extremely well, and I had to sand it back quite a bit. Gotta say, a little bit thinner rather than a little bit thicker is the way to go. It just flows so much better. I decided to follow up on what some friends had recommended in the way of using Durepox, a New Zealand Resene product, which is a combination of epoxy and polyester paint. And supposedly you can use it to do the primer, undercoat and top coat. Well, I'm going to enjoy today better than yesterday. And so yesterday I thought I'd use the 2 litre pressure pot, which I've used a lot and with a lot of success in the past, but it's so long since I've used it. The settings were, I wasn't getting there. So today's the big test. I'm going to block it all down with 600 grit, and I'll be quite happy with that. And to be honest, the surface is coming up really well. I'll be really disappointed if I break through it at anywhere, so I'll have to be careful. Okay, so one of the reasons I'm doing this straight away, the day after, technically the paint's still quite green, amazingly hard already, but you do it the day after because you probably wouldn't be able to do this with any ease at all. It's not even easy today. It's really resisting the sandpaper. You can, up to 2 days, you can recoat to get a chemical bond with Durepox, but I haven't a lot of experience with Durepox, but this is the high solid version. It's amazingly tough. Everyone sees that and highly recommends it for one of the reasons. They use it on the America's Cup boats. Okay, this paint I'm about to use is hopefully close to the grey that I want to use, which is between neutral grey and black basically. So I've mixed 1 part white to 3 parts grey. It looks at least as dark as I hoped it would be at this point, but you can't tell till it dries out, of course. So here we go. There were some pinholes along here, and it's true, the roller seems to fill them. Well, the big reveal is about to happen. Yesterday I rolled on a coat of Durepox on the top sides. It's just intended to be a holding coat, but Durepox can work as the primer, the undercoat and the top coat if you give it a bit of a cut, which I'm going to do like I did on the bottom with 600 grit wet and dry. Yeah, it's a really tough paint, so you have to sand it the next day, so I'm about to be sanding all day. But it could be months before I get another coat on it, and it'll get really tough, too tough to sand. So the idea with Durepox is sand it the next day. It's still considered to be green basically. I could put a coat over it now and you'll still get a chemical bond 24 hours later, up to 48 hours I think it is. And it rolled on much better than I thought it did, but I haven't seen it in the daylight yet. And with the door open, because I had to have the door closed because of the amount of flying insects around. That's even before I started painting. So let's have a look.